Well, I think we were really struggling with reconnecting after disconnection. You know, we would have an argument and we still wanted to be together, but we didn't know how to get back together. And that just kind of created a feeling of hopelessness.
Before the program, like we felt like we had tried everything and it just like wasn't working and nothing really felt like it stuck. And like we couldn't communicate and I felt like, you know, like we were fighting every day and we were just like missing each other. It just seemed like circling and spiraling.
Right. So for now, instead of a difficult situation, instead of getting angry, I'm able to stay more even and calm.
And you had said that was like because of like how we had worked through the issues in
by doing the, you know, the moving and acting out, you know, the motions that go with the argument, while not being in an argument, that really helped me to stay in a balance.
It just seems a lot more playful. Like we seem to be more playful again and laughing together. And that was something that we had said we wanted to like get back to when we started the program. Really had a breakthrough as far as like becoming more connected with my body and understanding, being able to be grounded and feeling confident. It was a huge breakthrough for me to be okay with us being disconnected and not have it feel like it was the end of the world.
Yeah. What was going on for you before when you were disconnecting?
Yeah, I went right to like, everything is over. This is it. Like, we're not going to make it. It was like very like black, white, like either we're okay or it's the end and we're done. If any little thing was wrong, it must be that it wasn't okay.
Yeah.
So, and I was feeling anxious about it. I'd have a lot of anxiety about like, then what? And if we're not okay.
Yeah, when we would disconnect, then it would all end up feeling hopeless. And yeah, that's right along with it was either we were okay and all was well, or we were a disaster and what the hell were we doing? And a lot of those things, I guess, like now looking at them, weren't ever really disasters anyway.
Yeah, that's the interesting thing looking back. It was like, oh wow, like to realize how the effects of our trauma were playing out and really making everything like a screen, you know, sort of trying to look through a screen, just like couldn't really see what was happening. Like, oh, like I was able to be like, oh, I've seen this pattern before and that's what was going on. Like, it really wasn't that he was upset with me or whatever. It was just this other thing that was happening and it had nothing to do with me. Probably it just had to do with the fact that he was getting ready for work, you know? I feel like that our relationship, like if we have our spark back, it feels back to like a foundation of love that like we love each other and that like we remember that, like Justin was saying earlier, you know, oh, like it's not like we don't have to like fight about this, like but this is whatever it was that I was doing was coming from a place of like love and wanting to help, whereas before it would be like, oh, it's like, you know, you like out to get me. But so it's like really it all feels like we're rooted from this place of we're together in this and we want to look out for each other. I feel like actually you just mentioned that blame exercise and that one was huge for me as far as having a breakthrough. And I think for Justin too, because I remember we both had this moment of like, oh, that's what they're feeling. Like I had a moment of like, that was like, he's feeling like when I was trying to like put all of my blame on him and the exercise we were doing. And like, I was just watching how he was physically affected by that. And I didn't have an awareness before that, like how my actions were affecting him. So for me to be able to like have seen, oh my gosh, like I don't want to make you feel that way. So then I was able to like have an awareness of like, right, so this is my actions are doing this to him. And if I don't want to do that, then, you know, how do I need to change that? Instead of but being able to see it played out in a physical sense, whereas I don't feel like we could have ever talked that through. And then the other one for me that I remember a lot when I'm feeling like, oh no, like we're disconnected right now, was when we came up with like a few of the different ways in which, like our favorite ways of connecting together physically. And so like now when I'm thinking about, oh, we're disconnected, like I go back to those. I'm like, oh, that's right. We liked this little brush by, thing. And it was a little fun. And see, like he's even smiling because we've done it since then. And like, it just, it's become like just this natural way of connecting now.
Yeah. No, really, the moving through the blame was definitely a breakthrough moment, for me as well. And that's what I think. There was no point in time of any other thing we've done that I think we could have worked through that like we did. Right. Because it's always going back to talking and ends up talking about the conversation, which I mentioned earlier, like it wasn't a disaster. The conversation wasn't as relevant as how or we were reacting to each other physically in those moments. And once we got past and learned what that was for us, and it's definitely changed all of those moments.
Just, our ways of connecting just seem easier. More ease.
We're just lighter with each other in general. For me, really was the movement and the body and how we reacted, and sometimes using that to get down to why we reacted it that way. And that was, I think, the most unique piece of this from all the others that we've ever tried.
Yeah, there was something about like getting out of our comfort zones, and definitely found that like I learned as much by like watching the other couples in the group as I did for myself. And the fact that like the movement therapy was like so amazing to me. So many parts of it. The way that we were able to immediately, that we could see the dynamics that were happening in our relationships, and even some of them that we couldn't necessarily name, like would come up. And the way that that work gets to the core issues is really amazing. Even as I was signing up for the course, I was like, we should probably just not even be doing this, and we should just be getting a divorce instead and not wasting anybody's time. And I am going to cry. I just like was shocked beyond my wildest dreams that this worked out for us. And I would say do it because you just never know how it can change your life and change your marriage. And I think our kids are happier, and it's like, it's just, thank you so much. I would tell anyone who is on the fence that they should just go for it, because I really believe that this works and that it will work for them too.
Yeah, try it. Try it. Just get out there and try it. I mean, what can go wrong here? You can learn to communicate with yourself better, with your partner better. It's a tool that you'll have forever.
It is worth the investment and worth money. We had to stretch to make it work, and we did. And you can't really put a value on being able to have lasting love. It's really invaluable. So it's worth it.